Hydro is a bidding and governance platform for efficiently deploying liquidity across blockchains, rollups, and smart contract projects. It employs an auction design that encourages competition to allocate funds to projects that provide the highest benefits to voters. This presentation will detail Hydro's overall design, governance process, auction scheme, allocations, and voting rules. We will begin with an introduction to the Cosmos ecosystem and the challenges it faces. Next, we'll delve into Hydro's design, covering aspects like buckets, tranches, and Hydro lock tokens. Following this, we'll discuss the governance mechanisms in place before concluding with key takeaways. In recent years, the Cosmos ecosystem has experienced significant growth, attracting numerous high-profile crypto projects. However, a lack of token liquidity limits the growth potential of new projects. Hydro aims to streamline and democratize the fund allocation process, drawing inspiration from the curve wars on Ethereum. Hydro allows projects to compete for access to funds via the governance power of H-Atom holders. The process functions as an auction market where fund allocation is provisional. Sequential auctions occur periodically, fostering competition and ensuring resources are distributed efficiently. Liquidity exports use funds allocated through several liquidity buckets managed by Hydro. At launch, there will be two buckets, atoms and STTOMs. Each bucket is divided into two tranches, one exclusive to chains with an ICS agreement and another open to all projects. Hydro allows atom holders to lock their tokens for different periods, receiving H8Ms in return. Voting power is proportional to the length of the lockup. For instance, locking one atom for 1 year provides 4x the voting power compared to locking it for 1 month. Voting power decays over time. For instance, a 6-month lock's multiplier drops from 2x to 1.5x after 3 months. Users can relock tokens to maintain voting power. Hydro generates income from liquidity injections and project bids, benefiting both the Cosmos Hub and Hydro voters. Projects must first be approved by H-Atom governance to compete for liquidity injections. They submit standardized bidding proposals with key details and a non-refundable entry fee. Projects are ranked according to H-Atom holder support, and funds are allocated accordingly. Projects bid an amount they are willing to pay to H-Atom supporters. This bid can be increased until the round ends. The auction design resembles an ascending auction but also considers reputation, ensuring the best projects receive support. Voters can benefit from multiple bids by observing each tranche as an independent auction. They can change their support at any point before the deadline or choose not to support any project. The expected payment per vote is an important metric, calculated as the bid minus 10%, divided by the number of supporters. This payment decreases as support increases and is expressed in atoms. Voters consider the expected payments and the reason for funding to decide which project to support. This decision is influenced by the quality and trustworthiness of the project and how the funds will be used, such as in liquidity pools, stable swaps, money markets, or stablecoin collateral. Public information includes the tranche, bid amount, project purpose, and vote count. Upon auction deadline, funds are allocated proportionally based on support. If a project receives 80% support, it gets 80% of the funds. Non-supporting votes are excluded. Funds are periodically distributed, initially set for every month. This frequency may change based on market usage insights. If no participation occurs in a round, funds remain with the previous winners, generating yield for the hub. Here we see an example of a round in the general atom tranche. The bids for projects Osmosis and Kujira are shown, along with their purposes and expected annual percentage rates. The support and expected payment per vote are also detailed. To ensure projects commit to payment, bids must be pre-submitted and locked into the platform. Once the auction concludes and allocations are finalized, payments are distributed among voters per the determined allocations. To avoid last-minute bidding strategies, the auction deadline includes a random component. This is subtracted from the closing time, ensuring bids and votes collected by the actual deadline are counted. Security measures include a minimum voter count per tranche quorum, a whitelist for projects to prevent malicious actions, and capped allocations to avoid excessive liquidity. Voters are rewarded for supporting projects through bid payments. Governance ensures effective and profitable liquidity injections. The structure includes a monitoring committee, H-Atom holders governance, and regular Cosmos Hub governance. This setup protects the interests of all participants. The committee provides reports and suggestions for maximizing voter returns and mitigating unwanted behaviors. They manage the white list, monitor liquidity exports and bids, and issue emergency warnings if manipulations are detected. While the committee suggests updates, H-Atom holders have the authority to implement changes. This governance is expected to be more dynamic due to active participation from H-Atom holders, fostering effective liquidity management. Allowing H-Atom holders to vote on liquidity exports introduces risks. A malicious project could exploit the system, but the special veto right helps prevent such scenarios by enabling emergency action from the Cosmos Hub community. Hydro is a governance platform that grants access to liquidity for both Cosmos and non-Cosmos projects. It includes atoms, derivatives, and potentially other tokens in the future. The platform allows Atom holders to lock tokens for additional yield while projects gain access to funds, fostering competition and value creation.